Posture is incredibly important for balance. It's important for people not falling down. It's important for clients who have pain. It's posture or alignment or extension, whatever you call it, is really important. So here are a few things that you can do. I'm going to go through them very quickly so I don't take up too much of your time. First of all, a pec massage, because we're tight in here and that makes us roll forward and it gets us into a fall posture. So a pec massage, you can use aqua stretch moves, or you can actually use the knuckles on the same hand or the knuckles on the other hand. And what I wrote is that you can press on this and try to get the pecs loosened up a little bit. Secondly, many people walk around with their rib cage sitting on top of the pelvis. So we need to lift that rib cage up. When I ask people to lift it, they tilt it. It's not a tilt. It's a straight lift. Lift it straight up. Now, everybody can do that when they're inhaling, but when they exhale, they tend to let go. So we want to keep that rib cage lifted when we're working with them, even during the exhalations. Next, external shoulder rotation. So many problems come because we're internally rotated and forward flexed, as I talked before. So all we need to do is point our thumbs out. Point your thumbs out. It opens the shoulder joint and allows more freedom of movement. Many people, their shoulders are so internally rotated that they can't point their thumbs out anymore. So just practice moving with your thumbs out. It's going to be uncomfortable, not in a painful way, but it's just not a normal way to move. So, but get those thumbs out. It opens the joint capsule, and that's what we need in the shoulders to get us aligned. Next, it's good to stretch the neck, the back of the neck, because we all tend to have forward head. So there are two ways to do it. One that's more functional is just pull your chin straight back. So your chin is normally forward a little bit. It shouldn't be, but pull it straight back. And you'll feel a stretch in the upper traps. If you really want to stretch there and not worry about alignment, you can put your chin down to your chest and it'll stretch the back of the neck. But if you're working, trying to keep alignment, then just pull the chin straight back from where it is. Okay, next thing, it says tiptoes, because if you get yourself up on tiptoes or a client up on tiptoes, the hip flexors straighten out, the rib cage lifts. Just get up on tiptoes sometime and feel how your body feels, and then maintain that feeling, that alignment, that postural correction when you go down into a normal stance. Usually getting up on tiptoes gets people into alignment. So try that, try it once an hour and go back to it and feel it, whether you're seated or standing. Then walking walking in a circle with your arm out. Okay, so if you put your arm out to the side and walk in a circle, it stretches not only the pecs, but also the anterior delts. It can stretch down to the biceps. And those are things that we're tight from everyday living. So walking in a circle tends to stretch that out for us. It's different if you have your thumb forward, your thumb down, or your thumb up. I like thumb up most of the time, but it's good to play with the others too. So just walk in your own circle. You don't have to walk in a big circle, just go around. And if you were to back up, it doesn't matter, because the posterior chain, the muscles on the back of your body, they're already stretched out and they don't need any of that. Okay, so upper back strengthening. You can use equipment, but I suggest two exercises. It's called a fly. Pull apart and relax in, and pull apart. People tend to always put the effort as they're closing, but these muscles are already strong. So we want to strengthen the posterior chain again. Now, if you have tubing, like the NZ cords, or if you have the Hydra Rider band, you can have people do lat pull downs. Or if you have the tubing or the band strapped to something at the edge of the pool, a railing at the edge of the pool, then it's just perfect lat pull down. Just pull straight down and it strengthens the lats. So that's another one. Next is back rotation. Back rotation, what we're looking for is segmental spinal rotation. So anchor yourself wherever you are and then just move from the waist up. You can do this when you're seated or when you're standing. But what happens is our posture gets bad because our spine gets locked into positions. So we want to have that mobility of being able to move the upper part of the spine and keep the bottom part stable. Now, you can also get a noodle or something else and work from the bottom and have the bottom move while the top part stays stable. So you want that rotational movement, but you want it segmentally. So this segment stays still, this segment moves, or vice versa. The other thing you can do with this is some circumduction. And you don't have to do it all at once like this, but try. I mean, we see people who are leaning to the side when they're walking because they've had a bag over their shoulder all their lives and they've learned to walk like that. So let's teach them to be on the other side or be able to roll forward or around. We want that spinal movement. We want it to be able to move. Then I like this one. This one's from I Chi range of motion. If you just put your arms apart like this and then press these fingers that way and these fingers that way as far as you can, it opens the joint capsule. We're not used to doing that, and our joint capsules are so compacted from life, weight, and stress. So doing this opens that joint capsule up. And the next one is much the same, and it's from I Chi range of motion too. Just put your hands down in front of you, keep your body aligned, shoulder blades lightly pressed down, and push those fingertips as hard as you can. You're going to feel a stretch, probably up near the clavicle, upper traps, but it's going to be different for each of us. And it's different depending on how you hold your hands. So you can hold your hands palms toward you, palms away, thumbs away. Do the same thing off to the side to get that stretch, and then the same thing behind you to get that stretch. Again, you can have the palmar surface of your hand towards your body or away from your body or your thumb, or play with it and see where you feel and need this stretch most of all. Then a hip flexor stretch. This is one of the tightest muscles on our body, and it keeps us doing this. We tend to lean forward too much of the time. We need to stand up. We need to stretch out these muscles that are tight right here. So an easy one is just to stand in a staggered stance, point the knee of the back leg straight down. So it has to be pointing straight down toward the pool bottom. Then point your tailbone forward and you'll get the stretch. So if you have no equipment, you can do it that way. If you want to, you can grab your ankle, point your knee straight down. If your knee's out to the side, you're not going to feel it. The knee has to be straight down. Then once it's straight down, you go into that pelvic tilt, point your tailbone forward, and you'll feel the stretch. You can put a hook a noodle under that ankle, and it'll really provide you with a good stretch. So use whatever you need to all the time. Then a gastroc stretch. The gastrocs are the calves, and they're also tight from everyday living. So all you have to do is stand there and pull your toes up. Right where you're sitting right now, all you have to do is pull your toes up, and you'll feel a stretch in the back of the calf. So give that a try, or stand on a noodle, but get a real noodle, not the cheap ones that fold down, but get a noodle that's not going to collapse on you. Put your foot on that, get your weight over it, and then press your heel down. You'll get the stretch. So stretch out the gastrocs. A lot of stretching and a lot of strengthening. We need the mobility and we need the strength. And then finally, willy-nilly, Sometimes our joints, our muscles are tight from life, and all we have to do is shake it out like a dog would. You can shake your leg, you can shake in different positions, you can get on a noodle and shake all over. But definitely the shaking takes us to homeostasis. It's a vibrational pattern and it should be good for you. Okay, so posture is already better, I'm sure. Thank you for playing with me today.